Hey, I have a question for you. What do you prefer? Do you prefer having the full plan or just the next step? What's more effective? What is more helpful for you? More about that just after the amazing intro. Welcome to the Day One Journey, episode 100. Yes, episode 100. This is the first 3-digit episode. Whoa, amazing or not amazing? Well, I'm not sure about you, but I'm pretty excited. Either way, let's dive right into this episode. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer having the full plan or lay down or just the next step? In today's episode, we'll dive into what's more effective and helpful for you, also for you and also for explaining other people. Do you remember last few episodes, we mentioned and we talked about the times when people come to us and ask questions. 2 episodes ago, we said that many times they don't really ask for the real answer. They might want to start a conversation, they want to hear what they want to hear, and not necessarily want the real answer. Then, in last episode, we mentioned that if they do want a real answer, sometimes the most effective and most helpful thing we can do for them is to answer with a question. Yeah, answer with a question, not just to make them annoyed, but to understand them a little bit better, get our level of our curiosity about them a little bit higher, understand where they are, where they want to go, so we can be more helpful for them. Opening a thread in our mind, opening a thought in our mind, not just what they ask, not just literally what they ask, but what they are after, where they are and where they are after, so we can give them the right ideas or even advice for them. So this was last episode. Now, today's episode, this is the situation. They are there, either our colleagues or friends. They ask us some question and we are sort of the experts. So we ask them questions, like we said last episode. We ask them questions to understand where they are, where they want to go. So after we understood that, the question for me in today's episode, what's the best thing? Provide them the full plan or just the next step? I'll tell you a little bit from my own experience. For years, I would have just laid out the full plan. Many people would ask me, what's my nutrition plan? What's my training plan? Usually after they complimented me about my physiques. So I would tell them what my plan, and even when I realized that they want something, I would describe a very good plan for them, whether it was nutrition or usually training routine. And I did that for years. I thought that's the best thing, because for me, in my mind, everything was very organized and very well articulated. I knew what to do, so I just put it all forward in their mind, thinking wrongfully, thinking that they could digest everything at the same time. It took me a while, probably a few years, to understand that's not necessarily the most effective thing, because people get overwhelmed, and on top of that, I lose some precious energy of mine. You see, when people ask for an advice and then I ask them some questions to understand where they are, they want the full plan sometimes. They want their sense of completeness, knowing that's the plan, I'm gonna do it, etc., etc. So I would give them this plan. But many times I understood most people, it's pretty hard to follow a plan. So it's just much more effective to give them to just the next baby step. Just the next baby step, yeah. And then send them to do it for 1 week. Then, if they are serious, you tell them to come back and ask for more. Yeah, that's the thing, that's the magic of this episode. You see, for so many years, I would spend so much energy describing, telling, explaining all these plans for people. And they would not follow up with the plan. So I said to myself, I'm wasting my energy. So how can we be more effective? I asked myself, how can I be more effective? More effective in the way I'm spending my energy, but also more effective in the way I help people. It goes both ways. So I just started giving them just the next step, not to overwhelm them. Something that I would make sure with them, it's easy for them. For example, if someone was a little bit overweight and he asked me how I train, what I eat, and let's say, for example, he has pretty lousy nutrition habits, so I can give him a full nutrition plan, full training plan, but it doesn't make it effective. It might be accurate, but it doesn't make it effective. So I would break it down. I would, in my mind, not with their mind, in my mind, I would break it down and try to realize what's the best next step for them. So, for example, it could be just cut the crap. For example, or not eat after a certain hour, or many smaller things that they can do. And I would make sure with them that it is manageable for them, so they can follow through. So I might say one small thing about nutrition. For me, it might be small. For them, it might be bigger. And then maybe something small about the training, not even getting a gym membership. Maybe just someone is getting some gas here. The gas station. So maybe the advice, it's not the advice, maybe the tip was something small with the nutrition, maybe cutting some crap, and with the training, maybe use the stairs, not the elevator, not even making a gym membership. You wanted to make it easy for them enough to start, and not too hard for them not even to start at all. That's the thing here. That's the main. A little bit raining still. That's the main message of this episode, for me to you. This is two things. People ask for your advice. You can lay out all the plan, or you can ask some more questions, understand where they are, and just give them just the next step. And remember, of course, this is still the No Routine series. What do we do here? It's about savoring and saving our energy for the most important stuff. What do I mean by that? The No Routine is about the stuff that we don't do to get the energy, get the extra energy of not doing this stuff, that not so important stuff, to get this energy, this attention, this space and room to put in the stuff that we really want. So what's the connection to this episode? We want to help our friends, right? But we don't want to waste this energy. So what do? We just give them the next step. We give them the next step, and we tell them, do that, do this in this week, come to me after that. If you did it, I give you the next step. We make them accountable. We make them own what they do. I tell you something. Some people back then would tell me, I remember one specific person. He came to me and he told me, asked me to take him as a project. I have myself. It's enough projects for me. So when you give them something so they can come back to you, you make sure that they earn it. They deserve your energy. You make sure that these people deserve your help. So crucial. My message to you, don't just spread your energy just like that. Just waste it. Give it to people who deserve it. Give it to people who deserve your precious energy. So just give them the next step. Yeah, just give them the next step. And after a week, tell them to come back and get the next step. If they don't come, you at least you didn't spend precious energy. And if they do come back, you know that they deserve it. So give some more energy and let them succeed. Let them do their business. So we are really out of time. So back to you. You probably think you probably know what's the back to you of today. Well, back to you. Next time you are tempted to give someone the full idea, the full plan. Maybe someone is asking you about a book and you know all the book, you know all the advices, you know all these things can be so much helpful for them. Instead of trying to shove all this information down their throat, as I tried to do for many years. Have empathy for them. Understand that they cannot digest everything with one bite. So go deeper into them, understand what their biggest struggles, and give them just the next step. Maybe give them the book, push them a little bit to read just the first chapter, maybe share with them just one or two best ideas in the book for them, get them a little bit motivated, a little bit curious about the book, and then let them come back to you. Make it comfortable for them to come back to you, but at the same time, remember, make them deserve your energy, your help, because you have other things to do. Maybe even other people to help too. So, this is my summary for you for the day. Do this today. And of course, till tomorrow's episode, which will be the second 3-digit episode, one-on-one episode. Till tomorrow, of course, have an amazing day 1.